Hey, honey,
Yes, Barry?
let's get out of here.
Where are we going?
Where do we always go?
Fascina el viento, este ritmo de palmas, sin mi naturaleza, hasta encontrar la playa. Por eso grito al mundo, yo soy de Puerto Vallarta. Samba de Puerto Vallarta, noche de arrullo en el mar. Samba de Puerto Vallarta.
Hello, fellow travelers, and welcome to this episode of the Puerto Vallarta Travel Show. I'm your host, Barry Kessler, and I'm just so happy to be introducing you to my favorite vacation destination. Maybe it's even yours, and that's Puerto Vallarta, Mexico. The music you're listening to is performed by Alberto Perez, and Alberto is the owner of the Lapa Lapa group of restaurants. Those are the Le Bistro Jazz Cafe, Riverside on the East La Quale, and the Lapa Lapa, Puerto Vallarta's oldest restaurant on the famous Los Muertos beach. And then there's the El Dorado Restaurant and Beach Club right next door. So you can enjoy a fantastic view of the Los Muertos Pier, all lit up at night in beautiful colors, or during the day in its grand splendor for breakfast, lunch, or dinner, seated with your toes in the sand right at the water's edge, or Riverside at Le Bistro. It's so romantic. It's so Puerto Vallarta, my friends. This week we are going to meet a chef and an entrepreneur. He's a very talented man. His name is Charlie Huynh, and Charlie is the creator and owner of Let's Pho, which is a Vietnamese kitchen located in the Zona Romantica. Charlie has a very interesting story. You're going to love him and his restaurant. I do. We're going to chat with our friend Edgar Rivas about this afternoon's taco fair out at Food Park. Food Park's located across from the Sunscape Resort. It's easy to find. Edgar's always full of information. I also had a chance to talk with Raul Soto. Raul is one of the family over at the Hotel Mito Club Paradise, where there's some cool improvements going on down there with their restaurant and hotel. He'll talk with us about that. We have Vallarta news and more, so let's see what's happening this week in Puerto Vallarta, the 6th of April, 2025. Well, today is the very day, April 6th, at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. It is the Feria del Taco, the taco fair. If you're in town, it's going to be in a different place. And it's going to be the place that you're going to want to be. It's going to be over at the food park. And to explain that is going to be my friend Edgar Rivas. I asked him if he'd come over to my apartment last week, tell us a little bit about it. So here he is, Edgar Rivas, with the 2025 edition of the Feria del Taco, the taco fair in Puerto Vallarta, Mexico. Edgar, thanks for coming back on the podcast.
Hi, Barry. How are you guys?
Tell us what's coming. We got tacos, right?
Yeah. Tasty news. Always with me. We have now coming the taco fair, La Feria del Taco, which is coming on the 6th of April. Will be a Sunday. I'm very excited because we're changing location. We're moving to Puerto de Luna, right beside the food park, in front of Grand Venetian.
Okay, yeah,
Tower.
Yeah.
So this is the big piece of land where the fair and the circus used to be in Vallarta a few years ago.
Yeah,
maybe some of you recognize the place. So it's a perfect location. We're right in the main avenue, Medina Asensio, Fluvial, across the intersection. So it will be a very nice, convenient for everybody to join us, because even by bus, taxi, etc., you can get to the location. Very excited because we're having so far, because we're still open, the scriptures are still open. We have 18 restaurants, 18 taquerias.
18 taquerias.
Coming to this 9th edition. I started this project in 2015, 10 years ago. You guys know because of the pandemic, we couldn't do nothing, but that's why we're in the 9th edition. But 10 years working very hard, always inviting people and not even bringing these tasty events for you guys to come to get some, to try what's the real Mexican, the local flavor, and everything presented by all these taquerias. We're gonna have, of course, tacos al pastor, very popular, steak tacos. We're gonna have seafood tacos like Baja style, the shrimps. We're gonna have picaña tacos, arrachera, bone marrow.
Oh, yeah.
Chorizo, of course, different kinds of chorizo. We're gonna have tacos grill, steak grill, like the North style,
Right.
like those with a lot of guacamole on top. Like
Oh, yeah.
simple but very tasty. Tacos de guisado, like how is it called? Stew tacos, like papas con chorizo, rajas poblanas,
Wow.
different stews
Right.
made in taco.
Amazing.
That's I love those
Oh.
because it's like very Mexican flavor, different Mexican dishes presented in tacos. I like full meal always like in one taco. We're having tacos de tripa, like
That's strange stuff. I know people like that. You're gonna have head tacos too. You have that?
También we're gonna have, I guess, someone for sure will be some head, lengua, tongue.
Nice. Okay.
We're gonna have tacos árabes. Tacos árabes is like, it's just like pastor, but without the red adobo.
Right.
It's just like brown and different spices, but it's served in a pita bread.
Okay,
See?
so very Lebanese, right?
Exacto. That's taco árabe. It actually starts in Puebla City.
Really?
Because there's there's still a Lebanese community, but many years ago, there was a lot of Arabian Lebanese people in Puebla, so they start to do their own shawarma, but using pork instead of sheep.
Got it.
And the tortilla, it's made of flour. It's a little bit thinner than the pita bread, but it's Mexican.
Sure.
Arabian. We're gonna have those too.
That's great.
Tacos
Cool.
árabes. We're gonna have tacos de chorizo, birria. Man, we're gonna have everything you can imagine presented in tacos, and of course, along the food, we're gonna have craft beer for sure.
I hope so.
Refreshing craft beer. We're having La Herejía from San Luis Potosí, Travesía Chelera, who's a guy who brings craft beer from Baja, from Tijuana, from Ensenada, also from Monterrey, from Quintana Roo, Cancun, Holbox, all the area. So it's breweries from different areas of Mexico. And of course, craft beer from Puerto Vallarta. We're having Indecente, which is a micro brewery. Indecente is right in Pitillal. I mean, there's not like a tap room, etc. It's just like a small, like liquor store.
Okay.
There's a fridge with the logo Indecente.
Really?
And you just can buy the beers right there. Indecente. We're gonna have this guy, awesome brewer. That's why we invite the local people, foreigners, of course. We want to share with you all of it. We're going to having also raicilla cocktails. We can miss the raicilla or very popular agave spirit, mezcal for sure, tequila cocktails, micheladas for those who like micheladas. Like the beer with clamato.
Right.
Some spice sauces.
Yeah, and like some fish sticking out of it too.
Exactly. That's it. And wine for those who loves wine. It's also for picaña tacos. I guess a sip of wine will be the perfect pairing.
Sure.
So we're also having Sin Corcho. It's a brand from Guadalajara. So we're having special guests from Guadalajara bringing the wine. So you can also had a taste of the wine. Nice. Dessert, we can miss desserts. We're having churros, ice cream, marquesitas, which is like kind of, I don't know what's like marquesitas, how to describe. It's also like something like a stroop waffle, like a Dutch stroop waffle.
Right.
But in the Mexican version.
Nice.
Caramel,
Gotta try that.
Yeah, you gotta try the marquesitas, fries. Having everything, even salsa vendors. We're having salsa vendors.
Really?
We're having Ay Jose. I guess some of you guys, you might saw it in the Chili Cook-Off Festival or in the Aguachile Festival in the last months. Ay Jose is how to say, like artisanal. This guy, he grows his own habaneros.
Oh, wow.
Man, you have to try the salsa. It's amazing for tacos, seafood, everything. So we're having salsa vendors. We're also having a taqueria from Guadalajara coming.
Really?
Dr. Carbon. Dr. Charcoal. That will be the
Really,
translation.
Dr. Charcoal, yeah.
Will be amazing. Will be the biggest edition I've ever organized. As I told you guys, I started this project in 2015. This will be the biggest. We're gonna have also a market area where so far we have 26 vendors for the market area.
Yeah.
All how to say handcraft stuff,
Okay.
clothes, like all these like different things, Mexican handcraft.
Very good.
So you can also come take a look. I mean, we'll be part of the show.
That's great.
Live music too. The idea is for you guys to come. Will be free entrance. So very important for me to mention free entrance. So come hungry, bring cash. Some of the vendors they're gonna take like debit credit cards. Of course, that's also the option for you can feel
Right.
free to try a little bit of everything, but also bring cash always very recommendable.
Right.
So we're gonna have live music shows during the whole evening. We're gonna have some raffles, kids area. I don't know how you call these inflatables.
Oh yeah, little bouncy things and stuff.
Bounty things for the kids.
Right.
Jump around, have some fun. I mean, it's a familiar event, so the idea is for you guys to come, friends, family, have a nice Sunday with us, and I mean, with all these tacos and the drinks we're gonna have, it will be an awesome evening.
Absolutely. Well, okay. So when does it begin?
It will be April the 6th, Sunday, April the 6th, right in Explanada Puerto de Luna, which is located right in front of the Grand Venetian, beside the food park, intersection Medina Asensio Avenue with Fluvial.
Right.
You can miss it.
No, you can't miss it. In fact,
You can't
it's
miss
right
it.
on the road. It's got you know where the food park is, right? You always drive past it, so you know exactly where we're talking about.
Food park, Sunscape, Grand Venetian.
Yeah.
Right in that corner, in that intersection, you will see the big piece, the big land. We're gonna have the of course the music. You will see we're gonna have banners in the outside for you guys to see where is the the event happening. And well, we're gonna have many different things, and I truly encourage you guys to join us because will be awesome. We're having barbacoa. I mean, I'm watching all the list, and it goes.
It does. Wow.
Anything you can imagine made in tacos.
Excellent.
Even vegetarian. We're gonna have vegetarian tacos. I was missing the vegetarian tacos. Very important because we wanna offer something for everyone. People is always asking social media, hey, are you gonna have like vegetarian options? Yes, we're having vegetarian options. Rancho San Agustin, you might know Rancho San Agustin because they are at the food market, at the farmers market in Romantic Zone every Saturday. So Rancho San Agustin is coming to La Feria del Taco, so we're very happy to have all these vendors joining to be part of the event. And I mean, makes us more rich.
Absolutely does. You got to take care of those troublemakers. You gotta feed everybody, and that includes those vegetarians, those people with big hearts, big hearts. All right. So it's what time does it start?
We start at 2 p.m. until 11 p.m. So we'll be all evening long.
Okay.
So I recommend you to come hungry and thirsty. Because yes, we're starting at 2 p.m. We're gonna have, of course, like umbrellas, like food area,
Right.
covered shade.
So some shade covers, yeah.
See. We're having the food court, like tables, chairs, and of course the shade for you guys to enjoy. It will be a sunny day, so it is very important for us to provide fresh areas. Bathrooms. We're having also bathrooms too.
Good.
I mean, pretty much all the facilities. Parking, if you guys come in car, if you guys are driving, we're going to have parking lot where it will be 50 pesos free time. So
Very
you
good.
can go to the parking right at the place, just walk a few meters and you're right on the
You're
spot
right
in the
there.
taco. So it will be very convenient. So we're thinking about all these, all the logistic, no?
Sure.
Music, fun, but of course all the basic service, parking, bathroom, etc.
Yeah, I'm very excited about the new place that you got going there. Can't wait to do it. Check it out. Make sure to go there again. It is on the
6th.
The 6th.
Sunday, the 6th of April. Check the social media, Facebook, Instagram, Feria del Taco PB. That's how you can find us in Facebook and Instagram. Feria, no festival, Feria del Taco, fair, like a fair.
Yeah.
the Taco Fair. You can find us on social media, guys. So we're posting all about the taquerias are coming, all the things we're gonna have. Of course, the music lineup in the next week. So please, you have to come, guys.
Excellent. All right. Well, I'll have that in the show notes. You can find it at www.puertovallartatravelshow.com. And I'll even have a map that'll take you, if you don't know where the food court is, if you don't know where that is, I'll have the map right there for you. So once again, Edgar, thanks again for coming on the show.
Thank you so much, Barry, always for the invitation. Thank you guys for listening always the radio show, and hope to see you around in the Feria del Taco this next Sunday, 6th of April.
Excelente. Nos vemos.
Nos vemos.
Thank you very much, Edgar. I have all of the information, including a map that will take you right over there. If you don't know where the food park is, it's easy to find. Go to my show notes. You will find them there. And thanks again, Edgar, for coming on the show. I love your voice, buddy. It's amazing. Puerto Vallarta is getting some new buses. This is an article from the Banderas News. Puerto Vallarta, Jalisco, Mexico. Puerto Vallarta's public transportation system is set for a major boost as 76 new buses are scheduled to arrive in April. The announcement was made by Jalisco Transportation Secretary Diegues Monraz during his visit to the city on Friday, March 21st, 2025. These new units will enhance the Unibus PV fleet, the company responsible for public transportation in the city, under contract with the Jalisco government. The buses, which have been awaiting delivery in Manzanillo for 3 weeks, were delayed due to fiscal and credit complications with the manufacturer, Foton. However, Monraz assured that the issues have been resolved and the vehicles will soon be on their way to Puerto Vallarta. Upon arrival, these buses will undergo branding and necessary upgrades, including air conditioning, before being fully integrated into the city's transportation network. The addition of these vehicles aims to improve service quality and reduce wait times for passengers. Currently, Puerto Vallarta operates with 200 public transport buses, 50 of which are relatively new. With the arrival of this new batch, the total fleet will expand to 276, increasing coverage and efficiency across all routes. Looking ahead, this development represents just the initial phase of a broader restructuring of the city's transportation system. The anticipated arrival of 38 articulated electric buses from China later this year will position Puerto Vallarta as a leader in national urban mobility. Secretary Monraz discussed the progression of the Comprehensive Public Transportation Modernization Plan, which includes the deployment of the 38 electrical buses along Francisco Medina Asensio Avenue, commencing in October. The articulated buses will operate from the University Center of the Coast to the city center, a project supported by an investment exceeding 867 million pesos. To further support the community, Monraz reaffirmed that the My Passage student discount program, along with discounts for senior citizens, will continue. He confirmed that the standard fare will remain at 10 pesos, ensuring accessibility for all passengers. With these advancements, Puerto Vallarta is taking a significant step toward a more efficient, modern, and environmentally friendly transportation system. And I have a link to that article from the Banderas News in the show notes. Now, speaking about buses in Puerto Vallarta, there was a Canadian resident, I believe he was a resident, a couple months back. He was run over by a Vallarta public bus, and he subsequently died from his injuries. And ever since, Debbie and I have religiously avoided walking across certain crosswalks in town. He was hit at the intersection of Insurgentes and Lázaro Cárdenas. He was in the crosswalk. Of course, he was thinking he had the right of way, which if he were in Canada, he would, maybe, but not here. And the bus was heading up Lázaro Cárdenas, and it made a left-hand turn off the corner after it left the bus stop, and it didn't even see this guy. Emery was his name. Evidently, he was kind of drunk at the time. And he's not a spring chicken, by the way. I think he was around, he's in his mid-80s. And the bus just didn't see him, and it ran right over him. It rolled right over him. And when the when the driver realized what he'd done, he stopped and dropped off all of his passengers, and they took the bus to the yard, and then he just split. He disappeared, and not to be seen again. I understand he'd probably be protected somehow. But the victim, Emery, he was in a Vallarta hospital for a couple weeks. They were looking for blood donors for a surgery. I'll get back to that in a minute about this blood donating thing that seems to pop up all the time. But anyway, they ended up sending him back to Canada, where he eventually died from his injuries. Very sad. And over the last 6 months of living here, we've had lots of opportunities to actually watch this particular intersection and others, because this intersection is right below our favorite margarita joint. It's right below the restaurant San Lucas, and in fact, our favorite waiter Daniel told us he saw the result of the accident. It was not good. Because he's from that rooftop, you're looking right down on that intersection. So anyway, I've been witnessing buses and cars just making left-hand turns from Lázaro Cárdenas onto Insurgentes, and they just go merrily away. They just go driving right through that occupied crosswalk. So that's the one that I avoid all the time. And to be perfectly honest, if you do enough walking in this town, you're going to be able to identify about a half a dozen of these situations where buses in particular just make that left-hand turn on a one-way street especially, and they take no notice of pedestrians that are in the sidewalks. I see people like with their little kids letting them just walk across the street. Pick up your kid if you're walking across the street, for goodness sake. I sound like an old man, don't I? I sound like an old curmudgeon. But anyway, keep your eyes open. Do your best to avoid these particular crosswalks, especially when I'm talking about there. Actually, I have a picture of the intersection in the show notes. Take a look. Now, speaking of giving blood here, I'm on a bunch of local Facebook groups, Vallarta groups, and it seems like every other day somebody needs blood, right? Every day someone's got an emergency, and personally, I'm at the end of my blood donating career. I understand. I am a universal donor. I've got O positive, CMV negative blood. They use my blood for preemies, for premature babies and stuff. But and over the years, I've donated gallons of blood to the Red Cross. But yeah, like I said, I've reached the last few months of my eligibility to give blood. And they say that when you hit 66 years, that blood's too old. It's too geezer-like. And so anyway, on top of that, they want you to be alcohol-free for at least 3 days before you can give blood down here. I mean, who can do that? I mean, it's nearly impossible, especially under short notice, to go, we need the blood today. And you're all right. Okay, I'll stop drinking now. Anyway, it's not good. It's not good. Don't get hurt down here, okay? A month back, we made a quick day trip to Mito. Our Canadian buddies, Debbie and Ray, who live in PTL. If you know the show, you know them. They were spending a couple of days down in Mito over at the Hotel El Rinconcito with their kids. Their kids were visiting paradise from the cold, bitter Canadian winter. And anyway, we were messaging back and forth, and they mentioned that their son had left his cell phone back at the house in PTL, and how bummed he was. They were in Mito, and he's, without his cell phone. I'm kind of like, everybody needs their cell phone, right? How bummed would you be without yours? Anyway, we're always looking for an adventure, and so I told him, hey, we'll go to your house. We had a set of keys. We have the set of their keys, and I offered to bring the phone down if they wanted to, and they said yes, believe it or not. So we picked up his phone that evening, and in the morning we started off for Mito. And Here's the thing. If you get a decent start on the day, you can spend 4 or 5 hours in Maito, right there on the beach, before heading back to El Tuito by cab and then back to Vallarta by bus. Or you can always take your time and you can spend the night over at the Hotel Maito Club Paradise for about 1,800 pesos a night, about $85 US currently. And so anyway, this is how you do it. If you don't know, if you haven't been down to El Tuito and to Maito, it's pretty easy. The first step, of course, is to take the bus to El Tuito. The bus stop is located on Aguacate, actually at the corner of Aguacate and Basilio Badillo. And I believe the rate is 70 pesos, about $2 US from that bus stop in Vallarta up to the town of El Tuito. The ride will take approximately 1 hour and 15 minutes or so. You can take the bus all the way into the city center, into El Tuito, the town square there, where the government buildings are located, right near the church, where you can get some pesos at the ATM there. You can stock up on goodies, pick up some beer or whatever, do a little shopping, or just get a quick breakfast before finding a taxi that'll take you to Maito. But what we like to do on travel days like this is we like to stop at Yulo's Bakery, which is on Basilio Badillo. You know that place. That's the place where Jose the Muffin Man buys his muffins, right? And anyway, we pick up a couple of turnovers. Like we like the ones that have the cheese and the ham and the jalapenos inside, and we just stock up on a few of those, and then we walk up Basilio Badillo to Aguacate. Where we can, we can eat them at the bus stop, or we can eat them on the bus or in the cab on the way to Maito. Just to keep the rhythm going. This is kind of how we do it. So we're always moving towards that target, right? Remember, you want as much time on that beach in Maito, so every minute counts. So it's important actually to bring cash to Maito. So if you don't want to stop in town in El Tuito to get your cash, make sure you've got it with you. They have no ATMs in Maito yet. So what I'm getting at is you don't have to go all the way into the town center of El Tuito to catch a cab to get to Maito. In fact, you can get off the bus right at the entrance of the town. And from there, you can almost always find a couple cabs just sitting there, BSing, just talking with each other, having a cup of Joe, having a taco or whatever. They're out there on the 200. And so if like I said, if you already have the cash and you already have some food, it's probably best just to get off the bus right there as you enter town. You can negotiate with a cab driver right there. The going rate from El Tuito to Maito is currently 600 pesos, which is about $30 US currently, for that 50-minute ride down the hill to the beach. And when you are negotiating that ride down the hill, make sure that you negotiate your ride back. Okay, there's no telephone. You can't get any service there. Okay, then there's no taxi sitting around waiting for you usually, unless you get really lucky. Again, it's going to cost you another 600 pesos to get you back to El Tuito for that ride. And you want to make sure that you get back to El Tuito around 5-ish or so you can catch that second-to-last bus back to Vallarta. That bus comes at 6 o'clock. So you want to aim to leave Maito no later than 4, maybe 4:30, for that last bus from El Tuito. Actually, the very last bus from Vallarta, from El Tuito to Vallarta, doesn't come until 9 o'clock. So it's a long wait from 6 o'clock to 9 o'clock. But if you miss that 6 o'clock bus, you can actually wait on the 200 for just about any bus that's coming heading north, like the Tomatlan bus. It's a very comfortable bus. It's more comfortable than the one you're going to take over to Tuito. I'll tell you that for sure. And it's the same price. It'll charge you the same price. And it'll stop at the bus stop across the 200 from the town of El Tuito to pick you up. And you won't be alone. waiting for that bus. There'll be at least a couple other stragglers waiting for that bus. Now, personally, we like to have at least a little more time to pick up some raicilla and some cheese at our favorite raicilleria, which is very close to the highway in El Tuito before we hop on that last bus or the bus coming from Tomatlan to Vallarta. So that's how you get to Vallarta to Mito and back and all that other good stuff. It's quick and it's easy. The total price round trip is about $75 US. You split that however many ways you got in your party. I mean, you got these cabs. They carry 3 comfortably. 4 with a little squeeze. 3 in the back, 1 in the front. But and it's a real squeeze, especially if you are all carrying luggage. And how much luggage you're carrying, I don't know. But basically, if you leave Vallarta by 9 o'clock in the morning, you can be on the beach in Mito by noon. And when we got to Mito, we reunited Ray and Deb's son with his phone. Like I said, they were staying over at the Hotel El Rinconcito, but it was a really breezy day. So like it usually is, it's really breezy a lot down there. So we hightailed it next door to the Hotel Mito, because the Hotel Mito, they have a few things that they don't have over at the Rinconcito. For example, they have shelter from the wind at their restaurant, and they accept credit cards at their bar and restaurant. And so lo and behold, while I was there with Ray and Deb and their kids, we ran into my friend Raul Soto. Raul, we've had on the show before. His dad is the guy who built the hotel. And I asked Raul if he'd give us a little update on the goings-on over at the Hotel Mito Club Paradise. And he agreed. So, hey, let's go to the restaurant. That restaurant that's protected from the winds that seem to blow all the time down in Mito. And let's have a chat with a friend of the show, Raul Soto, from the Hotel Mito Paradise Club, Cabo Corrientes, Mexico. Raul, it's good to see you again.
Oh, thank you, Barry. It's nice to have you here a lot of times.
Well, I love your spot. I love your place. One of the things that I like about the hotel is that you've got this restaurant here that is protected against the wind, right?
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of wind here, right?
Yeah, I think that when my father started to plan the hotel, he realized that the wind was very strong almost all the year.
All the time, right?
See, and he thought about something to protect and easily to take out, and
yeah. Well,
very...
it's really good, and your kitchen, of course, we love your kitchen. We also love the fact that you take credit cards, which
last time,
yeah. Well, in Mito, nobody takes credit cards, right?
Right. We hire a service of internet, a very satellite service that just had solved all our problems of the communications and with the credit cards. And right now we have all done with the communications and in the internet. And I think it's better the internet here than in my home in Guadalajara.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, that's a huge improvement from over here.
Yeah.
There's a couple of changes that you're making here. You're doing some improvements. We talked about your hotel on the hill.
Yeah, the tower number 3. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Right now, all the rooms are done. There are you can now be there, and it's all done. The only thing that lasts is the suite. The suite we talked about last time, that we are making the arrangements to make the suite, but right now I think it's 90% almost, and we are only a step of finish it.
Really?
The
So
suite.
you're very close to finishing it all.
Very close.
So this season it'll be done probably, yeah?
Yeah, I hope that this
Well,
season.
you'll find out, right?
Yeah, sure.
The vista, the view from up there is amazing. No?
Oh yeah, it's the most beautiful view of, I think, of the bay.
because you have from the corner all the bay, and you can see all the beauty of Maito.
Right. And you can also see the estuary, which a lot of people can't see,
Yeah,
right? Because a
right.
lot of people don't realize that there's like a little river behind you, right?
Yeah. When they arrive here, they almost stay all the time here in the restaurant
Right.
and in the beach. But if you walk a little bit on the beach, you will find the
The
river.
estuary.
Yeah,
the
the
river,
story.
which is amazing, huh?
Yeah, amazing.
Okay, so the restaurant, you told me that you're going to do some improvements. You're going to do some
Yeah, we are
expansion?
making bigger. Yeah, we're making bigger, and the bar, we are now starting to renovate all the machines, and the fridges. We are starting to make it more industrial,
Mhm.
and the kitchen is going to be more open. You can see, you will see the cookers making
Oh,
the
wow. So you have
food.
an open kitchen so people
Open
can
kitchen.
watch them cook.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Any other improvements? Anything else that's new and interesting here over at the Hotel
Well,
Maito?
last year we didn't have problems with the hurricanes a lot, but
Yeah.
in 2023, the hurricane just blow everything, and all the palapas here were just
Really, they ripped off all the roofs.
ripped off. This
Really?
one, no. The big one, no. But the little ones were ripped off. And right now we renovate all the palapas, the electrical system of the restaurant. We have already renovated because we started to make the improvements, because when we built it in the beginning, we didn't think about the expansion and
Right.
all those things.
No, of course
And
not.
right now it's like obligatory to.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
it's full on.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Yeah,
Right.
full on.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Well, Raul, anything else you want to add?
Well, the next step we are going to make, we are going to put a heater on the pool.
Oh, you're gonna heat up that pool.
Yeah, because
It
all
can
the
get
years.
cold. It can get cold in there, right? I mean,
Yeah.
you know what? You're here. It's really hot, and then you hop into a pool anywhere in Vallarta. It doesn't matter. It
Yeah.
doesn't matter if it's down here or up there. It's freezing.
Yeah,
Right?
freezing, and we had that problem almost all the winters, and the people start to, oh no, I don't want to be in the pool because it's too cold.
Yeah.
So right now we are starting to
To do
think
some
about
heating.
to
What
do
a great
something
idea.
about.
What
Yeah.
a great idea. Okay, well, we'll talk about that when that happens. All right.
Yeah, sure. We hope that when you came next time, we have already the heater.
Well, all right then. We'll check it out.
All
And
right.
in the meantime, I want to thank you so much for coming back on the show, Raul.
Okay, thank you.
You're
Very.
always kind. You're always so nice to talk to me. And my listeners really appreciate your information.
Oh.
And I truly appreciate your coming on the show again.
Oh, thank you, Barry, and I appreciate too that you came to my place and show the beauty of Maito, and I hope that the people that here can make it someday here and know this beauty, right?
Well, you know what? I'm trying to make it easy for them to do it. I
Yeah.
can tell them that they can get here in 3 hours without any trouble at all.
Yeah.
And yeah, so they're coming, brother.
All right, Barry, and I hope you came more often here.
Oh, I'm
This
here
is
more
your-
than you think because you're in Guadalajara all the time, but I'm here a lot too, brother.
Oh yeah, you already know my brother.
Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you too.
All right. Thank you so much, Raul. I have links, I have photos, I have maps that'll take you right to the Hotel Maito Club Paradise. They're in the show notes. You can find it at www.puertovallartatravelshow.com. Now, next, I want to introduce you to a very cool guy. A few months back, if you remember, I had Lisa and Billy from Rise. They were on the podcast. Rise is Refugio Infantil Santa Esperanza, one of our favorite orphanages in Puerto Vallarta. and they were having their So You Think You Can Rise event. And if you remember the conversation, Lisa mentioned that as a special perk to the sponsors of the event, they were going to have the chance to be featured on the podcast, like I've done several years now. And as frequent listeners already know, and over the years of interviewing these sponsors, what I've found is that these sponsors have something in common. They have room in their hearts, and they have big ideas. They're often quite a surprise to me. In fact, they're often some of my best interviews, and Charlie Huynh is no exception. So, Let's Pho in PV is a beautiful restaurant with Vietnamese themed murals painted on the walls. There's comfortable seating with lots of room, not too crowded. A lovely bar in the back of the restaurant. It's very inviting. It basically invites you to sit down to enjoy an intimate moment with your friends or with a loved one. And then outside the restaurant, there's tables that are set out there on the sidewalk where people watching while you eat is all the rage. It's just a lovely and comfortable spot in the heart of the city, in the heart of Vallarta. So let's go right now to Lázaro Cárdenas 179 in Zona Romantica, just a few steps from the famous Malecon and across the street from Tile Park, Parque Lázaro Cárdenas. And let's meet Charlie Huynh, Let's Pho PV in Puerto Vallarta, Mexico. Charlie, thanks for coming on the show today.
Well, thank you for having me. Such an honor.
Oh, let me tell you, it's
Yes.
an honor to meet you. Tell me a little bit about yourself. Where are you from? And what was your path that led you to Puerto Vallarta?
Well, I was born and raised in Saigon, Vietnam, or Ho Chi Minh City,
Uh-huh.
as people call it now.
Yeah.
About 13 years old, I left my country and I went to U.S., Texas. Yeah, Houston, Texas.
Houston.
Yeah,
Okay.
U.S. And my first time going to Vallarta was in 2011.
Okay. all
Yes, and then at that time, I didn't like it because I stay in the hotel zone.
right. Okay.
So I did not know Gay Vallarta existed until years later. My other group of friends, they dragged me down. They own Molino. They stay right there behind the restaurant right now,
Oh, right.
and they're
No, they
like,
don't.
"Charlie, come. We will show you Vallarta that you should know." And they did. And then I fell in love. And then COVID hit. Since I'm a travel bird, I love to travel internationally. And during COVID, we as U.S. citizens, we could not travel anywhere
right.
except for Mexico. So I started coming down here more and more and more. And then I just fell in love with the community more and more down here. The
Wow.
people are so very welcoming, so loving,
Yeah.
and they are very accepting of who you are. So I decided to call it home.
Really.
And I moved in late 2022. Yes.
Wow. All right. So that's you made that move
Mhm.
during COVID, which is very
During
interesting,
COVID,
right?
yes.
And at that time, of course, restaurants were not doing well, so you missed all that fun, didn't you? You right? When did you decide to open a restaurant?
It was right after the lockdown in Houston. So Let's Pho in Vallarta, this location we're sitting at right now,
Yeah.
it's not my first location.
Oh, okay. So this was in Houston, huh?
In my life, I have opened 4
Oh, wow.
location in Houston in my life before this PV location.
Okay. All right.
So before I moved here, I already had about 13, 14 years of cooking experience and with 4 restaurants prior. So I still have 2 locations in Houston.
You do? Oh, great.
There are still 2 Let's Pho in Houston.
Uh-huh.
So how I decided to move here, it was during the lockdown in Texas. And, during COVID, during lockdown, we could not generate much income
No.
and there was no volume at all. But at that time, I still had 3 commercial kitchen,
Wow. Wow.
all stocked up. But vegetable and meat, if you don't sell them fast enough, they're gonna go bad. What
Right.
I did was I opened up my kitchen and offered for a free meal to local community. If they could pay, we appreciate that. If they cannot pay, no problem. We offer them free meal, whichever they want. We prepare for them. Pay or not, it's between us.
Wow.
Nobody has to know. But there are still some bad apples that still criticize us, like, oh, how come this dish don't come with certain things or
Oh, my
certain thing? And I'm
goodness.
like, you realize the world shut down, right? Like,
Yeah.
and you didn't even have to pay for your meal, but
Right. Right.
like we are offering our time and effort and resource to help, but what I get back was criticism, hate, and then I discovered Vallarta. The community here is just so loving, so welcoming, and whatever I'm doing, I get back tenfold, and people are so appreciative. And that's when I realized that maybe my time in Texas should come to an end,
Right.
and I wanted to start my next chapter. And PV happened to be that,
Yeah.
and I'm happy here.
Wow.
Almost 3 years later, to me, it's the best move I ever made. I mean, I still have to go back to Texas because I still have home and restaurants there.
Right.
So I still have to check on them, but I'm here full time.
Wow.
In Mexico, yes.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's amazing. That's an amazing story. Now you opened, so that was what, in 2022?
Yes, the restaurant opened, this location in Vallarta opened its door first day, October 17th.
Okay.
And then November 18th is the grand opening.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. So
So
that's
yes, since October we opened, yes,
Very
of
good.
2022.
2022. So you've been, 2.5, well, you're on your way to almost 3 years, right?
3 years, yes.
Yeah. Wow, that's fantastic. Tell the people now, this location of Let's Pho, is it similar to the other ones that you've opened? Is it the same kind of food? Will you find the same dishes here as you will in Houston?
So this location, the concept is the same, and the menu is pretty much the same. I like to keep things simple. So if anywhere people go and they see Let's Pho, chance they can guarantee that they will get the same thing.
Right.
So we just opened another location in Guadalajara, actually,
Wow.
over the summer of last year in August. So the same menu everywhere. The only difference between Let's Pho in Mexico and Let's Pho in the U.S. is that the location in the U.S. we have more dishes.
Okay.
It's just because there it's easier to find ingredients and everything is available. Here in Mexico, it gets tricky. So I cannot find all ingredients to make all my dishes. So the menu is a bit smaller here in Mexico versus Let's Pho in the US.
I was going to say.
But to answer your question, the concept stays the same and the menu very similar
Very
everywhere.
good. Very
Yeah.
good. Well, tell people about your menu because, well, Debbie and I, we've been to your restaurant several times. It's, well, maybe explain the concept. What is it like?
Okay.
What do you find here?
Okay, so when it comes to Vietnamese cuisine, we cook a lot with vegetable, and it's very light because we don't fry our meat or our food a lot, except for a few dishes on the menu, like maybe chicken wings and fried egg rolls. And yes, they are fried, or dumplings, they are fried.
Uh-huh.
But other than that, the main dishes are very light. Vietnamese cuisine, we are famous for our soup, which is called the pho. That's why the name Let's Pho. Pho to Vietnamese cuisine is like tacos to Mexico.
Okay.
So you can't really say that you are a Vietnamese cuisine lover without knowing the soup
Without the soup.
called pho. Yes,
Right,
yes.
right.
And it is an intense process, about 15 to 20 hours to prepare the broth.
Wow.
And it's a bone broth. We have to steep it slowly on low fire for like a whole night to get the bone marrow Yeah.
Just to
Yeah.
get the right flavor for your pho.
Yes.
Wow, that's amazing. Okay.
Yes.
Now, you have obviously you have dishes for everybody, right? You've got also vegetarian dishes as well, right?
Yeah. We have vegetarian, we have vegan dishes. Our menu is it's a little bit for everybody. We have low calories for people who are watching the calories. We have, like I mentioned, vegan dishes, vegetarian dishes, and also gluten-free. So at first, Les Pho was not like that.
Right.
At first, the menu was just like very meat heavy, and just people eat whatever. Like people like me, they can just eat whatever.
Yeah.
And then over the time, I started, receiving feedback and requests for, hey, you should do some vegan dishes, and I'm, gluten free. Is there any ways you could do that? And yeah, so I try to create less for a place for everybody. So over the course of the past 3 years, I adjust the recipe, and now the menu is very friendly
Right.
for everyone.
For everyone.
Yes,
For the
everyone.
troublemakers who don't want to have any of that meat stuff to the people who want it all, right? They just want it all.
Exactly. Because sometimes when you go as a group and, someone in your family or friend circle that cannot eat meat, and, we don't want to turn them away.
Right.
So
You
we
don't want to
welcome
you don't
everyone.
want to make them an outsider.
Mhm.
That's excellent. All right. You are open for lunch and dinner, is that right? You're not open for breakfast, or are you?
Yeah, we only open for lunch and dinner.
Okay.
We open every day between 11 in the morning to 10 at night.
Okay.
Monday is the only day that we open for dinner only. So Monday we open between 4 and 10.
Okay.
We still need that one morning off so we can go stock up the kitchen.
Right. But
Yeah.
otherwise, you're open 7 days a week.
7 days a week, and
Wow.
we don't close over the summer.
Wow. So you're air conditioned too, aren't you?
Yes, we are air conditioned. Let's first try to be a reliable restaurant for Vallarta. Over the summer, we not only are we open every day over the summer for as long as the weather permits,
Right.
because sometimes you have a hurricane,
Oh, yeah.
flood, and there's no water, there's no electricity, it's out of our control. But if we have all of that, we will stay open. Not only are we open, but we also offer the summer menu. Every year, like how Vallarta, every year they have like a restaurant week,
Yeah.
and it lasts for like 2 or 3 weeks.
Right.
For us, we do it over the whole summer. Usually between mid to end of July is when we start running our summer special, all the way through end of September. So it's going to be about 2 months and a half. And that is our own restaurant summer. Not
right.
the restaurant week, but it's our
Yeah.
deal for the whole summer.
Wow.
Yeah, so we like to be reliable where other places might be closed. At least the local that live here like me through the summer, at least they know we will still be serving.
Yeah.
Yeah, we might adjust the hour a little bit, but as far as opening every day, yes, we are. Yes, and the local can try our menu for a lower price over the summer as well. And we also have all you can drink wine,
Oh, wow.
which is a big hit. I mean,
I
we've
bet
been
it
doing
is.
it for 2 summer already. So this year we're doing it again. We have house wine. We have white wine and red wine, and we have 3 of each type. So there will be 6 different house wine. And if you get the all you can drink house wine deal, you can keep switching them.
Really?
You can keep
Oh,
switching them. You don't have to stick with just one kind. And you
you
can just
are-
stay for as long as you want.
You are asking for trouble, my friend. Oh, man. I can see this now.
Yes. So you
Oh.
can stay for as long as your liver
Guys
can.
can handle it, right?
handle,
I
yes.
love that. All right, Charlie, I like that. I'm gonna come and we're gonna check that out during the
Please.
summertime. You just won an award yesterday, last night. Tell us about that.
So the award was for favorite chef of Vallarta by We Are Vallarta organization, which, to be honest, was such an honor. Thank you. Which was such an honor. This year we were nominated alongside with so many great chefs in town.
Yeah.
To be honest, to me, just to be on the list of nomination, it was such an honor already because being a chef is a tough job.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
It's everything in the kitchen, from cleaning the dishes and from stocking the kitchen and cooking and mixing the sauces. I mean, it's a lot of work. So everybody should deserve and should win that award. But I'm thankful for the love and the support and for the votes that everybody gave me. And I received that award. But the award was not just for me. It reflects the whole team in the kitchen. I might be the idea and the founder of the place, but my staff in the kitchen, they are the driving force of the business.
Yes.
Because if they don't execute the dishes well, I don't think people would still love me for that.
Right. Exactly right.
Yeah, so it's all
Well.
for them. The award, yes, I receive it, but I receive it in their honor. Yes.
So very good, very good. Well, yeah, they have a master chef to follow. That's exactly what's
Yes.
going on here, right?
Thank you.
Oh, this is not the first award you've won. You've won another one too. Didn't you win another one?
Yes, earlier this year, I won another one, also a chef category,
Yeah.
and it's the best gay chef of Vallarta.
Really? Oh wow, fantastic. Oh,
Yes.
who did that one? What was
So
that?
that's with Jets, everything you need to know gay Vallarta.
Okay.
So it's another group. It's kind of like everything you need to know Vallarta,
Right.
but it's for the gay
The gay
community.
community. All right.
Yeah, but it's really for the whole
everybody.
town, anyways.
Absolutely is. All
Yeah.
right. All right. Fantastic. Let's go away from for just a minute.
hmm
You have had several years to explore.
hmm
Now and the fact that you opened up a restaurant in Guadalajara just blows my mind, by the way.
Thank you.
But do you ever get a day off, Charlie? Do you ever take any time?
I actually don't have days off.
You don't.
No, the thing is, I could if I wanted to, but I don't want to.
Uh-huh.
Guilty as charged. I'm a workaholic.
Okay.
I prefer to be at work, even on my days off. For instance, during the off season, when we don't have many volume in town, I still like to come every day
Yeah.
and sit here. Now, I will give myself days off. If I have visitors, families, friends visiting, then I will take a day off to hang out with them.
Mm-hmm.
But if not, I don't see any reason why I want to stay home.
Wow.
Because I get bored at home. I rather stay at my restaurant, do nothing, sit at the bar, but I still see people and
Sure.
talk to my staff, and I enjoy doing that. So no, don't feel bad for not having day off. That's what I
Okay.
enjoy doing.
All right. Okay. Because I was going to ask. A lot of times I ask people where do they like to go, but you just like to come to work, huh?
I like to come to
Oh,
work.
you're just
yes.
one of those guys. Do you have any other than cooking? Do you have any other hobbies? Do you have anything that
Yes,
you like
I
to
read
do?
a lot.
Yeah.
I read a lot, and I travel a lot.
Yes.
So I feel like I don't give myself day off. I work a lot. And when I travel, I would travel extensively.
Yeah.
For instance, in the next 2 weeks, I'll be in Asia. I'll be in Vietnam and Thailand, and I'll be gone for 5 weeks.
Oh wow.
So those are my days off.
No kidding.
So I'm just going to be saving all my paid vacation
do, you,
until my big travel.
do you have any family and friends still in Vietnam?
Yes, in Vietnam, I have most of my family, most of them already live in Houston, Texas. We
Yeah.
all moved.
Okay.
I only have a few relatives in Vietnam.
Okay.
Yeah, so anytime I go to Vietnam is to see them. 1 and 2 is to bring over the ingredients, since the ingredients are not available here.
Oh my gosh.
So I
yeah.
go to Vietnam and handpick the spices,
Wow.
coffee, everything, bring them over to Mexico.
That's amazing. Yeah,
So
you
I-
do that.
Yeah, so I go twice a year.
Seriously. Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Now talk about like authentic, everybody. This is authentic, right? I mean, you're
Thank
going,
you.
you're going right to the source, right?
Yeah.
I mean, what are the things that you can't get in here that you can get in Houston, for example, in your restaurants there?
Okay, so in Houston in the US, there are a huge Vietnamese population that live all over the US. We are talking about millions
Yeah,
of
yeah.
us, because we have been living in the US since the 70s.
70s, yeah.
Yeah, since the 70s.
Yeah.
Back, if you know history, you know why
Yeah,
there
exactly.
are Vietnamese there. So it's been a good 50 years that my people been living in the US. So, and we have a lot of voices. And because there are demands, there are supplies.
Yeah,
So whatever we need is all there
right,
in the US.
right.
But here in Mexico, there are not many Vietnamese. So therefore, our products are not available. So for instance, spices or coffee, we are famous for our Vietnamese coffee
I
here.
didn't know that.
Vietnamese coffee is at Vietnam. Just a little bit side fact, fun fact, Vietnam is actually one of the top country that import or export
Expert.
coffee to the whole world,
Okay.
alongside with Colombia.
Brilliant. Wow.
Yes.
I had no idea.
Small, tiny country of Vietnam. We are the top producer of coffee. And Vietnamese coffee is very famous. But here in Mexico, there's no coffee ground for it. So that's why I have to go to Vietnam to get it. Now, all my location in the US, I don't just buy the Vietnam coffee ground in the US. I do the same thing. I go to Vietnam. I buy the coffee ground from the soil of Vietnam. I ship it by freight over to Houston, Texas. We have the Port of Galveston.
Right.
And I leave them there and I would mule coffee from Houston to Vallarta anytime
Vallarta.
I go back between the two countries, which I do almost once every month.
Right.
Every 2 months. Yeah. So, and spices and condiments. So yeah, there are many things that we cannot find here.
Yeah, you just got to mule them down.
Exactly.
Right.
So it's very challenging
Right.
to run an authentic Vietnamese kitchen here in Vallarta.
I bet.
Yeah.
I mean, things like, for example, like sesame oil. Probably you can't just go roll in there and get it.
Yeah. Well, sesame
Or maybe-
oil,
maybe you
or
can.
sometimes you can find them,
Yeah.
but be prepared to pay 2 or 3 times the price
Yeah.
because of import tax and everything. Since it's not available, or even, for instance, even bean sprout.
Really,
Or even bean
sprouts.
sprout, like fresh produce. Of course, we cannot bring fresh produce in. We have to source them.
Right.
But because the culture of Mexico, they don't cook with bean sprout.
No.
So we have to source bean sprout. And it costs us 2 or 3 times the price
bet.
compared to the US.
Yeah. No kidding.
So yeah, it is challenging. And there are certain things that, yes, you could find, but you have to roll the dice with it.
I hear you.
Sometimes you have to pre-order and they will make a special order for us. They will, it will be available in 2 or 3 days, because sometimes they don't have it ready.
Right.
And when they do have it, be ready to pay extra.
Wow. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Wow. Well, these are important things to know. Other than the fact, now I was going to ask you, you know, the thing I ask a lot of people who open up a restaurant in Mexico, are you crazy? But then I realized, no, you're in the restaurant business. You are crazy, right?
We are crazy.
Okay, so you are on Facebook. You're where? How do people find you?
We are on Facebook, and we are also on Instagram, and we are on TripAdvisor. So Facebook, you can just put in Les Pho, the name of the restaurant, LET apostrophe S Pho, PHOPV on Facebook, and you will see us. Or in Guadalajara, same thing, Les Pho. But Guadalajara is going to be the acronyms GDL, because
GDL.
it's going to be too long of the name.
Yeah, way too.
Yeah, and we're also on Instagram. Yeah.
Okay, very good. Well, I'll have those links in the show notes. You can find that at www.puertovallartatravelshow.com. I'm going to also have pictures of the inside of the restaurant. You got a full bar in there too, which is absolutely beautiful, by the way.
Yes. That's why I love being at work every day, because I have the access to full bar.
The truth pops out once again, and he's not even drinking right now, so he has it. But nice seating outside on the where we are right now. We're sitting right on the sidewalk here, and right in front of the restaurant. So I'll have pictures of that. I'll have that in the show notes, as well as photos of the menu. So you get some, and maybe some food porn, right? You give me some.
Yes.
You give me some pictures. I can put those in the show notes too.
Yes.
Okay.
My pleasure.
All right.
Would definitely do that.
All right. Very good. Am I listening? Am I missing anything? Is there anything I wanted to that you want to add?
Well, I just want to say thank you to Vallarta, beautiful town that has been giving us tremendous support and love since day one. I mean, without them, definitely we cannot. It's not a one-man band. It's everyone in the kitchen. For me, people might think it's hard work, but really the hard work run in the kitchen, because this is something I've been doing for all of my life. And I'm Vietnamese, so I know the cuisine already.
Yeah.
But for my kitchen staff, they had to learn everything from point zero. It's not their culture, it's not something they are familiar with, but they have done a beautiful job. And also to the community for allowing me to be a part of this beautiful town we all call home now. And I just want to thank you. Thank you, Vallarta. Thank you a lot. And also to both of you for taking the time out of your day to sit here with me and interview me. I really appreciate it.
It's my pleasure. I got to tell you, Charlie, you're got a beautiful restaurant. You got a beautiful heart. And I want to thank you again for allowing me to talk with you, and again to introduce you to my audience. I truly appreciate that.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Charlie. Wow, what a busy man. And he really is. He is as nice as he sounded. Just sweet, genuine. He just loves his staff. He loves Puerto Vallarta. You know, and the staff at his restaurant, they love him too. And congratulations, Charlie, on your latest award, favorite chef in Puerto Vallarta. I can see why, amigo. Great story. Lovely restaurant. I have all the links and maps and all that stuff in the show notes, where you'll also find some great food porn that he sent to me over at www.puertovallartatravelshow.com. Okay, well, that should do it for this week. Next week, stay tuned for more on-the-ground reports from Puerto Vallarta, Mexico, with travel tips, great restaurant excursion ideas, and more. Until then, remember that this is an interactive show where we depend on your questions and suggestions about all things Puerto Vallarta. If you think of something that I should be talking about, well, please reach out to me by clicking on the Contact Us tab and sending us your message. And remember, if you're considering booking any type of tour while you're in Puerto Vallarta, you must go to vallartainfo.com. That's JR's website. Reserve your tour through him right from his website. Remember, this is a value for value proposition. His experience and on-the-ground knowledge of everything Puerto Vallarta in exchange for you're making a purchase of a tour that you'd do anyway. You're just doing it through him as a way of saying thank you. Thanks, JR, for being our guide. It costs no more than if you're going to use someone else. So do it, really. And when you do take one of these tours, email me about your experiences. Maybe you can come on board and share with others what you liked or didn't like about the tour. Again, contact me by clicking on the Contact Us tab and sending off a message. And don't forget, he's got his maps, his DIY tours, and I have all those links to all of those in the show notes. Once again, if you like this podcast, please take the time and subscribe and follow, maybe share with a lover of Puerto Vallarta. Give me a good review wherever, however you happen to be listening. That way we can get the word out to more and more people about the magic of this place, Puerto Vallarta, Mexico. Remember, I made it easy for you to do just that with each episode I create. But if you haven't been to my website, you really need to have a look there. I have links to the places that we talk about, interesting pictures, and more right there in my blog posts and in the show notes for each episode of the show. So check them out for sure if you haven't already. All right? All right. Thank you, Edgar Rivas, once again for Talking Tacos. If you're in town today, make sure you stop by the Feria del Taco over at the food park across from the Sunscape Resort. Lots of parking, easy to reach by bus or taxi or Uber from everywhere in Puerto Vallarta. I have maps and I have info in the show notes. Remember, it's Sunday, April 6th today. Begins at 2 o'clock, ends at 11. Thank you to Raul Soto from the Hotel Maito Paradise Club. Make sure to check out all their new improvements. The restaurant is so good. You gotta check it out. And thanks so much to Charlie Huynh of Let's Pho PV. What an interesting guy. He really loves what he does, doesn't he? Creating really delicious, authentic Vietnamese food right in Puerto Vallarta. The food, the lovely atmosphere, the professional staff providing top-notch service. You must give Let's Pho a try. Remember that there is one in Guadalajara too. There's two in Texas, in Houston area. I'll have all those links in the show notes as well. And thanks to all of you for listening all the way through this episode of the Puerto Vallarta Travel Show. This is Barry Kessler signing off with a wish for y'all to slow down, be kind, and live the Vallarta lifestyle. Nos vemos, amigos.
De Puerto Vallarta, noche de arrullo en el mar, samba de Puerto Vallarta, noche de amor junto al mar. Solo camino eterno por la playa, me encuentro junto al río cuando todo está en calma. Pronto cae la noche, brillas Puerto Vallarta, samba de Puerto Vallarta, noche de arrullo en el mar. De Puerto Vallarta, noche de amor junto al mar, samba de Puerto Vallarta.